Hello, everyone. This is Andre Burrell with the Yes to Real Estate Podcast. Super excited for an upcoming event that you all been waiting on. Yes, it's the Yes to Real Estate Field Trip. Last year, we had over 250 people attend. And guess what? It's that time again in May. So what to expect? Number one, you're going to expect an amazing speaker. So Friday, we have the one-on-one field trip to where you, our VIP guests, will come and visit a new construction, a flip, or both, right? And we have an amazing speaker there. And then Saturday morning is we're going to be here at the CC Network headquarters in the amazing building to where you can expect over 250 people attending, amazing sponsors, right? And an amazing opportunity to network with heavy hitters in the industry, right? So that's going to be Saturday morning. Then Saturday evening, we have our third annual Yes to Real Estate Bowling event. The boy did road strikes, spares, and gutter balls, right, on last year. All three. So we can expect that again. We're going to have an amazing time to where you come out to the bowl with the Yes to Real Estate team. I think we had like 20, 25 people attend last year. So this is a great opportunity for us to bond, get to know each other, and bowl, right? That's Saturday night. And then Sunday morning, we have church, right? We'll be attending Pastor Vaughn One Church again. That's Sunday morning. And then right after church, Ashanti, Janet, Brittany, Jazz, the CC Network, Mad Production, the whole team we will have, and we will have brunch. So it's an amazing weekend. The Yes to Real Estate Field Trip is back this May 2024, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday event. You want to be in the room. You want to be present. You want to be in that environment. So thank you for saying yes to the Yes to Real Estate Field Trip, May 2024. Thank you for saying yes to being in the room. Thank you for saying yes to being in an environment of heavy hitters. And thank you for saying yes to real estate. See you and the millions of people who's watching at the top. So today we're going to talk about the Flamingo property. So last week we talked about Sierra. We went over the price, the budget, the rehab cost. So today we're going to talk about a different flip, the same return on investment, but different purchase price. Okay. So today we're going to talk about 5843 Flamingo Drive, Houston, Texas, 77033. It's in the heart of South Park, right off of 610 MLK. All right. Shout out to my partner, Ashley Green with Russ Green Properties and Yes to Real Estate. Her and I partnership on this deal. So the purchase price for this flip was $90,000. Okay. So if you was listening last week, we talked about Sierra Street Drive. We purchased for $60,000. So that's a $30,000 difference, right? So the question is, well, Dre, why would you pay more for Flamingo property and less for the Sierra? Well, I'm glad you asked. So in every rehab, you want to understand what is your end sales price, right? Your ARV, your after repair value. How much rehab cost is it going to cost you to bring this lovely home back to life? And that working your way backwards, right? Working your way ARV, rehab cost, then you will know, okay, how much can I purchase this home for to make it make sense? Okay, so with Flamingo, let's dive into it. So how do we find it? I tell people this, that when you buy right, you eat right, right? And when you list right, you eat right quicker, right? So you want to make sure that with all the properties that you purchase, that you buy it at a great price. Right now, the interest rates are high, right? Which affects the end result of what someone can afford, right? If we would have, say for instance, a year and a half or 2 years ago, bought this property and was selling it, we can sell it for maybe $260, right? And have no issues, right? But now, because of the high interest rate, our sales price for Flamingo is around $230. So let's dive into it. How did we find it? So Ashley Green is really, really great at building rapport, building relationships in the neighborhood, right? So we door knock, right? We talk with neighbors, right? And anytime we purchase a property in a neighborhood, we tend to go and talk with the neighbors and let them know who we are, right? We always want to let people know that we are here not to take away from the neighborhood, but we are here to add value to the neighborhood. We're here to make sure that your home looks great because now it has another great home sitting right next to it. The majority of the homes that we buy are abandoned homes, high weeds, high grass, and it looks horrible. So the neighbors always complain with the city about the home. So we tend to buy them, rehab them. Now the neighbors are excited, right? I remember one neighbor had told us last week, hey, I need for you guys to work on every home on this block because we love what you did to this home. So we find deals by door knocking, building rapport with the neighbors, right? Sending out letters and letting people know what we're doing in the neighborhood. But the most effective way that Ashley and I have found that works for us is door knocking and using our past success on a rehab to let all the community know who we are. All right. So let's dive into the Flamingo property. So we talked about buying it for $90,000, and our rehab budget for a Flamingo is $30,000. Right now for Sierra, our budget was $85,000, and we end up spending I think $88,000 on that rehab. So for Sierra, we paid $60,000, $88,000 rehab. For Flamingo, we paid $90,000, and our rehab budget is $30,000. And right now, we are on pace to do this rehab for maybe around $22,000. Right? So now when you look at it, you're looking at purchase price, 90. Let's just use our 30,000 that we have. That's 120,000 all in. For Sierra, it's 60,000, 88,000. Right? So you're looking at maybe around 140,000 all the way in. Now we selling Sierra for 250. We're going to end up selling Flamingo for maybe about 230. Right? So how do one determine what needs to be done with a home? Well, that's why you always get an inspection, right? And that's why you always walk the property with your GC, which is Yes to Real Estate. We GC our own properties. So that means that we're looking at the roof. We're looking at the electrical. We're looking at the plumbing. We're looking at the HVAC, right? We're looking at the restrooms, right? We're looking at the foundation. We're looking at the aesthetics of the home. How does the brick look? Does it need new siding? How does the soffits look, right? So with the Flamingo home, we did not have to do anything with the foundation. The roof was brand new. We upgraded the electrical, upgrading the plumbing. The sheetrock and everything on the house was in great. So we just really retextured, tape and flow some areas in the garage, and retextured the whole home. Right. So we saved money on sheetrock and labor on that. So now when you look at it and see what we actually spent our money on was the plumbing, right? For example, for the electrical, updating the electrical was only $3,000, right? Now for Sierra, we spent around $6,500, right? Our cameraman in the back, who also an electrician, giving me the heads up, like that number is spot on. I appreciate that, right? So for Sierra, we spent about $6,500, and then Flamingo, we spent about $3,000, right? Bring that up to par. So boom, okay? And then the aesthetics of the home. So we had a lot of trees in the front, a lot of trees in the back of the Flamingo. It cost us around $3,000 to remove these trees and to bring out the beauty of the home. So that's another $3,000. And then we spent another $2,000 just on grass. Well, Dre, help me understand. Why would you spend money on grass? Why would you spend money on rocks in the front of the home? Well, I'm glad you asked. Anytime a person buy the home, majority of the time, I say by 80% of the time, it's the women who's going to pick the home, right? So if someone is driving by your property and you have big patches of grass and dirt and debris in the front of the home, it's not aesthetically pleasing, right? So you want to make sure the home is inviting from when you drive up. That's why we're real big on power washing the home, painting the soffits, right? Power washing the driveway. And for this Flamingo home, we put all new mulch, all new grass down. rocks in the front, rocks on the side. So now when you drive up to the home, it's like a HGTV home. Shout out to HGTV for a episode coming soon to HGTV. But anyway, as I continue, the aesthetics is so crucial to buying a home. That's how we was able to sell Sierra in 9 days. The agent told us that our home was the best looking home in the area, right? And that as soon as you drive up to the home, it was welcoming. And I said, okay, well, what made it so welcome? They said the new grass, it was green, the fresh rocks in the front, the rocks on the side, and the color choice of paint. So driving up, oh, I love what I see on the outside. And then as soon as you walk in, oh, I want the home, right? So that's why we spend the funds on the grass and in the dirt, in the rocks for the aesthetics of Flamingo. So we talked about the higher price, right? And you see why now. So we didn't have to do anything to the HVAC. So the HVAC is updated, right? So the HVAC 3-ton for a whole home could cost you $5,000 to $6,000, right? And then you're looking at the roof could cost you another $5,000. So that's $11,000 already that we did not have to spend on the home, right? And then you're looking at the electrical. That's another $6,500. So I just went over $6,500 electrical, $5,000 to $6,000 HVAC, $5,000 to $6,000 for the roof. So that's around $15,000 to $17,000 that we didn't have to spend on the home because it was already brand new. So now you see why we can kind of pay more for this home, because we knew that we didn't have to do majority of the rehab because it was already brought up to code. So $90,000 purchase price, $30,000 rehab cost. So that's $120,000. And the homes for a 4-bedroom, 1.5 bath in the area is going for maybe $240,000. With this high interest rate, we're going to list the property at $229,900. Right? So the question is this: well, Dre, if the comps are saying you can sell it for $240,000, why not just list it for $240,000? Well, I'm glad you asked. In this high interest rate market, you want to keep in mind of pricing is right below market value. Now, if this was a year and a half ago, we'd be listing it at $250,000 all day long. But understanding and learning how to pivot based on your market to where you can get the property under contract quick so you can move on to the next project. That's why we list it below market value, while majority of other people are listing it at market value. And what that does is going to bring people to look at our property, bring multiple offers, and a possible of getting the price up, right? And that's what happened with Sierra. Sierra, we only had 3 showings. That's right. It was on the market for 9 days and only 3 showings. All 3 showings, they want to put an offer. Only one of them put an offer in, full price, and it appraised. So instead of us trying to dig in and try to squeeze 10K, 5 or 10K more and having the property sit just to reduce the price again, we decided we're going to list it below market value, get multiple eyes on the property to where either we can build them up or sell it quickly to where we can move on to the next. That is how you pivot in this market of the high interest rate. So for Flamingo, we understood that by doing this will help us to get in and out real quick. Okay. So our timeline for Flamingo is, so far we've been in it for 7 days, maybe 9 days. We're approximately going to take a month to do this rehab. Yeah, that's right. 1 month. So a month on the rehab. I'm anticipating, now we anticipate for Sierra to be 2 months on the market. And it was only 9 days. So I'm anticipating 30 days on the market, worst case scenario, and 35 days to close. So you're looking all in 90 days from start to finish. 30 days rehab, 30 days on the market, 35 days to close. 369, 90 days. All right. So our profit that we're going to make on this is approximately $90,000 to $100,000. So now if you look at it, it takes us 90 days to make $100,000. Is it worth it? Right? Now, what most people would do, they'll try to squeeze another 15 and it sits on the market another month. The name of the game right now is to get in and out, right? To do the rehab, to do an outstanding rehab, right? To make sure that you have the best property in the market, get it on a contract, and go on to the next one. That's the best way to do it. So we talked about the return on investment, and that is the best way of in this market. And so for all my investors, I'm really encouraging them to list the property below market value, right? Because we want to get as many eyes on the property as possible so you can get it on the contract and get on to the next one, right? And in 77033, we have approximately 45 flip homes that's available for sale, right? And approximately 20 of those 45 are 4 bedrooms, 1.5, or 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom home. And I went in all 20. Matter of fact, I went into the 3-2s as well. So we went into approximately 30 homes. Well, Dre, why would you do that? Well, you want to understand what you're up against when you are doing your rehab. Now, our rehab is top of the line. We're talking about 42-inch cabinets, soft closing, shaker cabinets. You're talking about glass backsplash with the black grout. You're talking about quartz countertops, right? You're talking about tile all the way to the ceiling in the bathroom. For this home, we have the original hardwood floors that we're going to sand and restain and keep. So you're talking about a great product that's one of the best in the neighborhood, and we only do the best. And I go look at other homes, and you see Formica, the original cabinets, the original handles. In our flips, we look at every single thing from the hinges, from the doorknobs, from the door stoppers, even from the black grout. Think about it. Black grout, the black grout on your shower tile with your black handle, your black faucet, all of that matters when you're going up against another person who has a product just like yours. And at the end of the day, why would someone pick your product over someone else and it's the same price range? And believe it or not, majority of the time, the new grass and the rocks is what's going to set you apart. So spending the extra funds to make sure you focus on the aesthetics of it as well as what's on the inside matters when you're doing a rehab, okay? So Flamingo property is amazing. Stay tuned for the updates on that. And then next week, we're going to have some coaches, students where we get to talk with them about their experience in our Yes to Real Estate Fix and Flip course that we have. And we are making progress and we're making changes in the community. So for the millions of people who's watching and listening, if you're looking to do your first flip and you don't know where to start, join our Yes to Real Estate Fix and Flip course. We have currently 10 students now, and we are getting ready to start our new class in a couple of months. And in our Yes to Real Estate Fix and Flip coaching program, you will learn how to find your property, how to pick your property, how to analyze a deal, how to find the right contractors for your deal, right? How to find the right cabinet guys, the right quartz guys, and what is the real number, right? How to find the right GC. Yes to Real Estate has we are one of the best GCs in Texas, right? And understanding, I tell our students that you want to deal with a GC who's going to tell you what the price is and what his fee for overseeing the project. For example, I need to know how much does it really cost to install 42-inch cabinets for an entire kitchen. And then I need to know your price for overseeing the whole project. Having someone who will give you the real number matters. So if you are doing a rehab and you really think plumbing costs $8,000, but in actuality it costs $5,000 because the GC is hiding his numbers in there, how do you grow? How do you learn? You don't. So you need to work with a GC who's going to say, hey, plumbing is $5,000, electrical is $4,500. And for me to oversee this whole project to fruition for you is $20,000. That's my fee. So at least you know where you stand. You know where the GC stands. You know exactly where it costs to do these rehabs, and you learning at the same time. So Join our Yes to Real Estate Fix and Flip course, where you can avoid the pitfalls when it comes to doing your first flip or your 20th flip. And for the millions of people who's watching and listening, we have our Yes to Real Estate field trip coming up. We have more information on that. So we're doing a lot of things in the community, a lot of things that's going to edify and build up the Yes to Real Estate community. So thank you for your commitment to our brand, to what we are doing, and then thank you for what you are doing as far as adding value. So thank you for saying yes to your first fix and flip. Thank you for saying yes to understanding the real numbers when it comes to rehabbing a home. Thank you for the understanding and saying yes to transparency and integrity and honesty. Say it with me. And thank you for saying yes to real estate. See you and the millions of people who's watching and listening. That's right. At the top. Thank you.